Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
What's it?
Dude, I think laughing might be off limits this podcast, dude.
Oh, no. We're going to have a depression simulator podcast.
I've messed my back up so bad.
That is not good. What were you doing?
I was squatting, hack squatting, and then I felt something.
You do
something
legs?
like I was doing legs,
I've seen them.
and then I felt like a
confused.
muscle in my back just kind of. I don't know if it pulled or if one end went this way or that way, but something just immediately. And I told my trainer, I was like, I think we're done for the day, dude. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, my back just did something and I can't lift anymore.
You hear that? It snapped my
Yeah.
shit up. It zigged when it should have zagged, man.
He was freaked out. He was like, are you all right? We need to take you to the hospital. I was like, no, I appreciate that, but something ain't right. I'll be fine for now, but something ain't right. No more lifting right now.
I'm good, but you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Dude, it pains me to sit in this chair right now.
No, man.
I would love, you know what? Trisha's parents have an inversion table. I think I might
Don't
go,
do that. No.
I don't do that?
No, that's for
Are you sure?
decompressing your spine. You're going to stretch
Yeah.
the muscle that is injured. That's not what you want to do.
I got to do something, dude.
You got
Is
to
that the
you're
one
going to
that
have to
flips
lay
you
on
upside down?
ice. That's what
Dude,
you
I
need to
got
do.
tea time tomorrow.
No, you don't, bitch. You cancel that. What are you doing? Lay on some ice, man. That's it.
Do you
That's
think
the
ice
answer.
or hot? It's
Ice.
colder.
It's
All right.
within 48 hours of the injury. Ice that bitch, man.
All right. Well, what's up with you, dude?
Lay on the ice. Drink a couple of Voodoo Rangers. You'll be right as rain in no time, bro. Get a juice force in you,
Oh,
loosey
goddamn.
goosey, baby.
Maybe mix in a muscle relaxer too.
Oh,
you know.
yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. I already told
Rip
Trisha's
the-
mom, get those things ready. She's got a pharmacy, bro. I don't know what she was
Club
doing in her
Podcast
past
does not
life.
endorse sharing medication that is not yours.
That is prescription misuse, by the way. Don't do that shit. Anyway, what's good with you, dude? You healthy? Got a good back?
I got a good back. I got a cold DC. Life is good, man. My boy's 6-month checkup was today. He is right as rain.
Good.
83rd percentile in chonkage.
Mm.
And he's 2 feet tall, so he's catching up to Chuck real quick.
Nice. How about
Yeah.
that dong? You all right?
Beautiful, absolutely spectacle. Yeah, he's starting to swang it around because he knows.
I don't know where he got it from.
All right.
The crew of wild pipes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Abe, how about you, dude?
Well, I turned 35 years young on Monday, so that was
Happy
big.
birthday.
So I'll probably be having some back spasms shortly after this podcast because I'm just dying slowly now.
Yeah.
From here on out, it's just inching towards death, but we're going to be positive about it, you know.
35. You're
Uh,
definitely starting to decline in height too. You know what
You're
I mean?
definitely
Like,
midlife
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I got to
And I
start
mean,
like
Markstrom's there too.
what?
I think we're all there, to be honest.
I'm 29 years young,
For the
Right.
4th year in a row.
supple.
Crazy.
Yeah, never felt better.
Ah, me too. Anyway, what do we got on the docket, dude? Let's get into this thing.
All right. Well, you know, this has been, let's first say that there's some people that are pretty angry about this. So maybe we start by rolling the clip.
Roll the clip. Slide a couple of muscle relaxers in that bite, but man, boom, dude.
Yeah, he won't be crying
And
no
baby
more. I'll
not
tell you that
upset.
much.
Scotty Hawk in chat says it smells like Ben Gay in
Oh
here.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I wish it did, bro. I got nothing.
Little
I got
tiger
none of that
bomb.
on.
Mm.
Oh man.
What we do have, like I said, is angry gamers, and this is another vicious price hike that we're going to be discussing today,
Mm.
and that's with, unfortunately, to say this, our beloved Microsoft Game Pass.
It was a matter of
no.
time, bro.
Yeah, the dubbed probably the greatest value in gaming.
By the
Everyone
most
loves Game
handsome
Pass.
members of the gaming industry. Yep.
Correct. They are in September going to be increasing the price of both the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass as well as the PC Standard Game Pass. I'm sorry, the PC Game Pass, and they're creating a PC Standard Game Pass as well. So there's going to be a new tier that's added to it. But as of today, the subscription for the Ultimate Game Pass for Xbox is $16.99 a month. and the traditional PC Game Pass is $10 a month or $9.99. We're going to be seeing increases in the Ultimate Game Pass to $19.99, and we're going to be seeing an increase to $11.99 on the PC Game Pass. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that represents 17 and 20% increases to the monthly subscription cost, which is pretty steep. And it's not just the price that people are pissed off about, it's kind of the reasons why. And that's because Microsoft is now going to be adding larger titles as day one titles to Game Pass. The big one that they've announced is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So people are kind of like, do I really want to pay more just for COD in its current state of what COD has become? So we got quite an internet debate raging right now about what's going on with Game Pass.
And you're still renting it. And like Game Pass is very open and honest and forward about it being rented. I know we talk about Steam sometimes. It's like, do you own these games? Do you not? Gamecast is literally renting, and then you move to the next.
Game
correct? What's it called? Isn't it Gamecast?
Game Pass.
Game Pass. Gamecast, also sweet though.
Can't afford it. So you're not owning these games. So I don't know if I believe they had to bring up the price because of high title or AAA title games. I think it's just they're dealing with the times. But what was it at? The price before
$16.99 for the Xbox Ultimate Edition, which also gives you cloud gaming services. Which actually, by the way, just to shout that out, it's sweet because if you don't have an Xbox and you want to play sports titles, for example, MLB The Show, one of my favorite games, you can play that on cloud gaming. It's like not as good graphically because you're doing it through your browser, but it was $16.99 for that version, and then PC Game Pass, which is the one that most people that are PC gamers have been using, not the Ultimate one, was $9.99.
It was $9. I thought it was $5.
That was a promotional thing for a year.
Okay.
When it first came out,
it went from 10 to 16.
10 to it went from 10 to 12 on the PC version, and then 16 to 20 on the Xbox version.
Bruh.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. It's already scraping the bottom. It's crazy, and I respect it. From like, I get that they want the reoccurring subscriptions. I understand that that's a really strong business model these days, as a cornerstone of my business as well. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I understand that they're digital products too, but they do need to pay for like cloud storage of all of like people's saves and whatnot, like with the service that Abe is talking about. Dude, it is still the best bargain in the industry by a long shot.
You've always said that too.
I keep saying it.
Felt that way.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like a quarter the price of one game. The odds of you getting burned on a game these days is like 80%. You get burned on one game, titles. Like, yeah, man, you're out $60. You have 4 months of Game Pass. That's insane. So
those sports titles like recycle so quickly that
you're
not playing it for longer than a month. So what do you pay, $60 or 16?
Yeah, and single player games, like, I think the best games are often quite short. Like, you knock that out, you're on to the next. Like, you're not going to revisit it. You don't need to pay $60 for that. That's crazy, man. And the thing is, it's like, again, I think the misstep here is obviously the fact that, like, I get, because when you say, like, is it a big deal for AAA titles? Like, early, right off the rip, usually they come down the line later. And if you want to pay right away to play right away, that's fine. They have to like pay these titles out. Like, these dev teams like have to get paid for the copies. Like, they come to an agreement with the Game Pass people to get added to the roster, right?
Sure.
And so, like, if they want to pay for that, they know that, like, these dev teams know that they're gonna lose money potentially on how many just like base sales. And so, like, it has to be right for them. Sure. And so they're, like, Game Pass has to pay potentially a premium for these titles that, every title thinks it's going to be the next big thing, right? When it comes to the negotiation. So I get them upping the price, right? Because they're going to pay for more of the juicers on day one. the misstep is that they chose to lead the rebellion with COD. Like
that's wild.
That's unlucky. That's just.
What do you think that split looks like? So
I'd be very curious to know.
I'd be very curious too. Do you
it
think
depends on the game, depends on their prior success, it depends on their prior numbers. I'm sure they look at all of that, right?
And do you think some titles or developers get an upfront payment?
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
it's a hunt. Like I could see it being based on like they get paid out more for the number. The number of downloads, right? Like
Yes.
I could see that being a thing, but I think a lot are definitely like upfront. Like we're getting paid to be added, bada bing, bada boom. This is a chunk of our sales. They get to instantly project that for the next quarter and pass the buck to the next guy. So they love doing that. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'll be curious to see like when they actually pop out a day one AAA that's of value to the gaming community. But at the end of the day, this price hike is very, very minimal. It's $2 extra a month. Still the best value in gaming. Definitely shout out Game Pass. Definitely doing the right thing. And again, like you said, this is a great point. Super transparent. This is a rental, man. You don't have to guess about it. Apparently, unless you have a physical copy of a disc, you don't own shit these days. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. I like Game Pass for families too. Like when I grew up, there was 3 brothers and a sister. My sister didn't actually play video games, but my brothers were playing all the time. I wanted to play all the time. And now that I think about it, we talked about the price of a Nintendo 64 game a while ago. My parents were buying, when they could, games all the time. So nowadays, if you got kids and you buy them Game Pass,
especially if they have different interests, man.
Dude,
you're getting killed if you kids are into different things.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I do think it works out for the studios that are on there in addition to whatever contract there is, because a lot of these games are loaded with microtransactions and other ways for them to make money.
Yep.
So I mean, even once again, the sports titles, there's ultimate team packs.
They get paid up front and they get all the distribution. And so now they have the potential for the micro earnings on top for everyone that has Game Pass.
Micro purchases on a rental.
Oh, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, more power to them, but like
it's on their account. Smo.
So if they re-download it next month, they could still have it, basically.
Or if they buy a physical copy of the game, which doesn't exist anymore, I guess, but still.
True.
If they download it through whatever. It usually it's tied to like an EA account or something that's associated with your
PSN account.
Yeah,
you're never gonna see that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not too mad about this, dude. I really am not. I think it's a great value. I think that I love the transparency of them saying these are rentals, and I'm sure you could hold on to a game like as long as you want. Is there a thing that they make you download a new game in a month, or can you just keep riding it out?
Ride it out. As long as you have the sub running, you have access to the titles that are on there.
There you go.
Probably works like Netflix too, where they could lose access to titles over time if the studios pulled them back.
Oh, for sure. But... Yeah. And I'm sure they have some like timetable, like this is how long this game will be on Game Pass. And then if it's still really popular and they want it still on Game Pass, they're looking to get paid again. And the thing is too, is like it kind of works on the other side of things too. Like when it comes to the microtransactions, it's not just like schlanging micros. You're saving on some micros too if you play like Valorant or League of Legends, because they have the deal with Riot. And so when you have Microsoft Games Pass, you have access to every single agent in Val and every single champ in League, which is just insane. I mean, you can earn the points as you play to unlock these things, but it takes hella time. And if you were going to just like go buy, I don't know how much that would cost these days, but it would be insane to go buy every champ in League right off the rip. So you have access to try to play them.
That's a nice deal. I didn't
huge.
know that.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous how value it is. So
I actually been playing some Valorant lately, and I reattached my account to just so I can get all the agents.
Hell yeah! I mean, why not? Why not?
Good for you, dude. All right, well, good on them. you got to do what you got to do. I think keep providing a wonderful service and product, and people will keep purchasing it. So that's all I got to say about that.
And 20%, this is exactly what we see across the board for Twitch for subscriptions, right? So it's not like it's above what else we're seeing out there in the industry.
Got to be some testing there, right? That says like people are willing to absorb a 20% increase on these numbers.
Focus. We focused it. You can get away with 20.
Yeah.
What else we got, dude?
All right, staying in the gaming space. This is like a good news, bad news one. We just had an announcement. Developer 2K Cloud Chamber, which actually currently owns the rights to produce Bioshock, is ramping up their team, adding positions to the studio because they're planning on making Bioshock 4. I love the series. I think they're all really, really fun games. The issue here is it's not the same studio that made the previous 3. That's red flag number 1. That would be Irrational Games, which got rebranded as Ghost Story Games. But then in addition to that, they've announced things like the new one's going to be an open world game and some other things. So, in an era where we're kind of devoid of good gaming right now, this could have been something to look forward to, but maybe it's not.
So when was Bioshock good?
Like every single Bioshock game that's ever come out has been good.
Yeah, they've all been
really good. Okay.
They all are 3 for 3.
Damn. And all 3 of those were the same developer, and now there's a different one?
Correct.
What? There's a lot at stake right now. Big shoes to fill.
The third iteration is my favorite, which I think really says something about the fact that they've continued to evolve and continue to get better. Bioshock Infinite,
Flying City, right?
Bioshock Infinite came out in 2013, so it's been 11 years.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, it's the same developers, and they're ramping up, basically, possibly doing another Bioshock that's going to be even better because they're ramping up their studio.
It's a different developer.
Okay, that's what I thought.
On Bioshock 4.
So then what you just said, you liked the third one the best. Why did they leave at the top?
Well, it's been 11 years, and I'm not sure, so the dev is Irrational, the publisher is 2K. Do we know if it's going to be the same publisher or no?
That we can scroll through this article that it's been very vague about the announcement. There hasn't been a lot of details.
It matters
say who the
pretty little, but I mean, different dev team. We have zero idea of what to expect. I don't know if they're going to end up with some of the similar artists on board. You know what I mean? I don't know who's going to be working. Maybe the studio, maybe Irrational Games isn't the same team anyway. It's been 11 years, so
True.
They're apparently working on. It says they're working on a Bioshock first-person shooter called Judas.
That could be good.
They're working on a different project.
That could be good. The rumor for the new Bioshock game that we're talking about, though, is supposedly supposed to be open world. And if by modern day open world standards, that means the game's going to be filled with filler content and omega boring. And so that feels really bad. It's the biggest scam in gaming is open world games these days, because they can tell you it's going to take X amount of hours and it's a high number. And what they fail to mention is about 3 of them are fun. So unlucky on that front. Hate open world games. Almost never are they done right. So we will see.
The Ubisoft
What's a situation where they were done right?
In a single player context?
Sure.
Yikes. I guess
Oblivion?
technically
Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
Yeah, Oblivion is one. I think Skyrim is not as fun. Red Dead Redemption 2 probably considered or Red Dead Redemption, maybe not 2. I don't know how open world 2 was. I didn't play it, but RDR.
It was pretty open world.
Okay.
That would fit.
Yeah, those are definitely solid picks. And I mean, you can make the argument that Elden Ring is an open world game.
What about Dynasty Warriors?
I don't know what that is.
I do know what Dynasty Warriors is. That's it's an action RPG
me and Tub used to get on horses,
Mm-hmm.
get a big sword, and all I remember is just going through big crowds of people, and just it was in war, and I was just slicing them, and you could just ride as far as you want, always run into like hordes of people, and just find more and more people to slash. I don't
I
even
think
know
that's
what the
like
point.
Imperial China, right? Isn't that what it's based upon?
Yeah,
Or something
I don't
like
even
that?
Looks
know
like it.
what the point of the game was, but I just remembered I always wanted to play it. It was awesome. I
Okay.
think that's
Did
open
you play it
world.
on N64? Is that what you played it? I think I remember playing it on
PlayStation
N64.
2, I believe.
Maybe it was PlayStation 2. I played that game too. It was pretty sweet.
It might have been Dynasty Warriors 2 or
Yeah.
one of the numbers. I don't know. But I think that was open world, and I freaking loved it. No, it couldn't have been open world, right? It was on PlayStation 2.
It wasn't open world. It was more like a like in a not a sandbox either. It was like dedicated mission battle maps kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I could have ran into a wall if I kept going.
Yeah, you probably could have.
Dang. That game was, dude, how do you not know about Dynasty Warriors, Markstrom? You're
ARPGs are like ARPGs and JRPGs are if you're like not actively playing those types of games, you just don't care at all. And
was
they
like
don't
third
get
person.
they don't get like promoted in the same way. They have very low marketing because the gamer that plays both of those genres just will continue to try all the next ones that come out. They don't actually have to like mass appeal them, which is probably why they are still pretty beloved by their fan base because they're not trying to capture like the biggest audience possible by watering their game down and making it something that everyone will enjoy. So, I mean, more power to them. But it's definitely more like cult-like followings. If you're into that kind of thing, you play it. If you don't, you don't.
okay.
Oh, and Chess in the chat did point out too. We missed it. Grand Theft Auto 5 is also very much an open world game. That's quite successful.
Oh, but there's a wall though.
That's not what open
am I
world means.
missing?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it exactly mean?
Open world means that you can progress in ways that are non-linear, in the sense where you have a main storyline, but you could go do a bunch of like side missions all over the map whenever you want, and just focus on those, and then maybe go back to do some main, and then go do more side. Like that's the idea.
Yeah. All right. GTA is definitely one of the most successful ones.
Probably The Witcher 2. That franchise.
Witcher 3, yeah, for sure. Which we are getting a new game for. It'll be interesting. I watched this thing about like the next Bethesda game is going to be Elder Scrolls, right? We're finally getting like the next iteration. For some, that's Oblivion, or Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, now whatever it's called, Elder Scrolls. Big shoes to fill. They have flubbed since then multiple Fallout titles, and then Star whatever the hell, completely unremarkable title that doesn't even deserve to be remembered. Starfield smile. That's what they've done in the meantime, right? Witcher 3, which is CDPR, they also flailed. They came out with Cyberpunk and everything that came out with that, right? Which in my opinion, is still a piece of garbage, having played like the newest version or iteration of it in 2024. And so they are probably going to release these titles. So it's going to be Witcher 4 and the next Elder Scrolls around the same time. The difference is that CDPR, at least, despite it being filled with bugs, innovated and pushed themselves to make, like a new, updated, modern engine. And Bethesda has been developing on the same engine for like 20 years. And so everything is old and dated, and they have like a lot less ability to make something meaningful. And I think the difference between both of these releases is going to be so insanely glaring that it either sinks Bethesda entirely, or it like forces them to maybe get smaller and modernize. And so it'll be interesting to see. But I was putting that together, that those are probably going to come out around the same time and be very competitive because they are both producing true open world experiences.
Do you think that developing company is at that point in their lifespan?
Well,
where it's
Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft. I think
Ah.
Microsoft is specifically either going to close them or scale them down when they inevitably fuck this up.
Jesus. Oh man.
Hey man, this isn't like just my random opinion. This is just based on what has happened in the last 10 to 15 years. Just disappointing stuff.
The past is the best predictor of the future.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. I take my
Alright,
shirt
well, we'll
off,
have
but
to
we
wait.
do have a video feed for those that watch live for YouTube. For those listeners out there.
We'll have to wait and see what happens, dude. All right. So what do we got next?
All right. Well, we talked about some price hikes. Now
Yeah.
I want to talk about something that is bringing value back to the people.
I
Okay.
love value,
It
bro.
really doesn't have
Yeah.
anything to do with tech at all. But popular fast food chain Sonic, despite all of the inflation things that are going on, has actually come out with their own new value menu.
Ooh,
So
I
it's a
love this
$1.99
move.
value menu.
Oh,
On that menu, it includes their chili cheese coney, which is basically a chili cheese dog,
oh,
Okay.
a small tot, a quarter-pound double cheeseburger,
Okay.
a small shake of any flavor up to 16 ounces, and their queso wraps.
bro.
Dude. A quarter pounder for $2 nowadays?
Unheard of.
They got to be losing money on that.
They gotta.
No way, dude. That stuff is dirt cheap.
think
Especially
that-
when you order millions of burgers. They're not ordering millions every week. They're at least thousands. Dude, Sonic has always been fire.
Dude,
I'm
so
a
good.
big supporter of Sonic. Their tots are amazing.
Can I tell
They
you
have
something?
popcorn chicken. That's amazing as well. They got the sticks, dude.
Can I tell you something?
All of that. And their shakes. I'm not a Slurpee guy much anymore. When I was young, I loved like Slurpees and ices and all that stuff, and just the grape Slurpee, basically, whatever they call theirs. It might be a freeze or something. You get them like $1 or $2 if you're in, bro. And if that's just sugar and water, so nothing crazy
Little
there.
water
but-
ice?
Yeah, well, it's a little more thin than water ice. It's like you
Yeah.
could shake it.
It's meant to be drank instead of.
Yeah.
With a
Basically,
That's a Slurpee.
it's a Slurpee, but it's actually thinner than a Slurpee.
Gotcha.
They're
Yeah,
good.
so it's like you ever see the fake snowballs? Like when you have fake snow, it's like all little tiny balls. It's
Mhm.
like that in your cup, and then they just dump a bunch of syrup in it or sugar.
Can I tell you something?
Sonic, always a big fan of Sonic. You pull up, you can have your own little spot. Press the button when you're ready to order. Food brings it. They bring the food out to you. I think they're still on roller skates. That's cool, dude. That's their own little thing.
I took it away.
They got rid of the roller skates.
No more skates. I
think
saw
somebody got really
a short
horribly
about
hurt.
it recently.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they got rid of the skates. They brought in the value menu, bro.
I think this is what you're talking about here too. Some they call them chillers.
Oh.
No, that looks like a
Looks
that
like
looks like
a
a milkshake
Yeah, maybe not.
because you got whipped cream on it. You don't put whipped cream
Sonic
on a
cherry
Slurpee.
limeade chiller. Well, you put.
Nah,
whipped
you don't
cream
put
on it.
whipped cream on it. It's a Sonic
Custard on water ice. I'm just saying.
Sonic
I'd
Blast.
cream it up.
Maybe a Sonic Blast.
The Blast, I think, is their version of a what is it at Dairy Queen? A Blizzard.
I'm trying to get Sonic blasted.
Bro.
I've never been
Someone-
to Sonic. I've tried to tell you 20 times during this. I've never been to Sonic.
Well,
So
gotta
sorry,
go.
dude. I had some stuff to say.
you were
You
feeling
gotta
it,
go.
bro. You were in the pocket shouting.
I got one right around the corner, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta
I
find
know
a Sonic.
exactly which one
Where's
he's talking
how
about.
far am I?
When you come through, we'll take you to Sonic.
Maybe we got a
Slush.
different dinner plan tonight.
Slush.
Go do it. Growl said it's a slush. A slushy?
Slush,
They
okay.
they just call them slush. You're thinking they just call it Sonic Slush? I don't think that's what they call them, dude. If
They also
only we
have
had
a
a guy
cold
whose job it was to Google stuff and
I've been
figure
trying.
out what
do you
it's
think I'm
called.
doing over here?
That's crazy, dude.
I got chiller. That's as
Maybe-
far as I've been able to get.
Maybe one day. Just open up the main menu for me. Can you show me the main menu, please, at Sonic?
Pull that open
It
for me,
is
Jamie.
slush. He's
Pull
right.
that open.
I found it now. He's right. It is slush.
Well, I don't see it. I'm still looking at the.
I'm
Yeah,
pulling
there
it
you go.
over, pull it
No, it's
over.
not a slush. It's a slushy.
No,
Even
cherry
though- even-
slush, blue raspberry slush. That's what they call. They call them slushes.
They do call them slush. And if there's multiple of them, is it slushes or slushies?
Slushes.
No, that is crazy. So a grape slush. They really do just call it a slush. A grape slush. That would be my go-to if I was into slushes nowadays. Grape slush, dude. And you go, give me extra grape.
Syrup.
The little liquid.
Yeah.
It's not even syrup, dude. It's just sugar water.
That's syrup. Isn't that the
Yeah, but I feel
definition
like
of
syrup is a
syrup?
little thicker.
Okay.
Um,
Drizzle.
the slushes are nice. Can we look at what else they got on their menu right now,
Yeah.
dude?
Bro,
Well, they also
28
have a
minutes
corn
away.
dog.
Don't do it too bad
That's
because
not
I'm not
bad,
driving
bro.
28 minutes.
You drive and you post up and eat. It's
Not
Where do we
posting.
you
wanna
don't have to
dive
pick it
into
up,
here?
bro. Make it a thing.
If
Drive.
I
post
can't
up.
watch the latest House
You-
of Dragons while I eat dinner, why am I
Bro,
even eating?
You can literally sit in your car still. They'll bring it right to you and post your phone right on the dash, dude. While you guys are eating.
That is
Make it-
disrespectful to the
make it a
creators
date
of House
night,
of
dude.
Dragons to watch it on the phone.
Chicken, popcorn chicken. Click on chicken for me,
Chicken.
dude. The jumbo popcorn
Jumbo,
chicken.
And
So
the
this-
queso wraps that are on the value menu are actually chicken wraps. So fried.
Wow, dude.
There's chicken in
Sonic
that
is-
thing?
I didn't know that.
That's nice.
I did not know. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sonic. I don't get it often, but they are a top contender.
There you
And
go,
there's
too,
just
the
a bunch
corn
of
dog.
corn dog. They just got a bunch of stuff like
Options are nice.
options.
You know what it
dude.
reminds me of? You know what their menu reminds me of? Is DQ.
Yeah,
That
it is.
DQ menu
I
kind of
get-
nice, bro.
Yeah.
Underrated
confused.
menu for sure. But I think they
Um,
scaled down, which is sad. I don't think they still
Probably.
got it.
I'm gonna tell you
Prob-
too. You can see it in this picture of the drinks, but they have like the nugget ice there.
Excuse
and
me?
I've never like they.
Yes.
You know that's like a new thing. The
Pellet.
nugget ice makers that
like
makes little
pellet
pellets.
ice. Yeah.
It's
And that's
dude,
not a
their-
slush.
their
That's just
ice
like
that's
the-
just their drinks. Yeah.
Yes,
the
that's
I
regular
thought they
ice,
had
put
that
it in
chicken
everything.
ice, bro.
Dude, their ice is it's so stupid to compliment a fast food chain on their ice, but their ice is the best. Ice
It's
I've
not
ever had in my
stupid
life.
because it sticks out. It's different.
Yeah.
Are they experienced, man?
Exactly. Shout out to Sonic, dude.
Are they quick service?
Yeah.
They no.
It's basically fast food.
It's fast food.
Well, I don't want to disrespect anyone. I know
it's
how
fast
that,
food.
that term gets slung around
I'm
inappropriately
not
sometimes.
disrespecting. It's fine. It's fast food though. But we're
Yeah.
we're giving them high praises right now. But it
Yeah.
is fast food.
And value menus are a staple of a good fast food chain, in my opinion.
Bro, I
The
was
death of
just-
the value menu is killing the fast food industry.
Oh my god! I was just talking to my mom. I was like, "Remember, you would text us and say I'm picking up dollar menu stuff. I'll be home after work."
So good.
Doesn't exist anymore.
No.
How crazy is that, dude? We sound like old people. Let's stop. All right. Anyway, shout out to Sonic.
Yeah.
Make sure you get there tonight, Markstrom.
I can't. I'm looking at delivery places right
No,
now. I'm all
bro,
messed
you're
up,
ruining
bro.
the experience.
I'm not posting it. I don't want that
Post up,
experience of
dude.
posting.
Post up.
That
they'll,
ruins
they'll
it
roll
for
out
me.
on their rollerblades.
I'm a homebody.
I know you are, but you're ruining the experience.
Uber Eats, maybe. Hold on. No.
All right. While he looks for his food, what else we can shout out to Sonic? What else we got?
So we're gonna stay actually in the fast food lane here for a
Ooh,
second, but this
okay.
one brings the tech back into this. And a lot of people are probably aware right now, Houston is having some problems due to the impact of Hurricane Beryl. And Houston.
I was actually not informed.
Okay.
Good.
H-Town?
My prayers and thoughts go out to Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everybody stays safe. One of the big things they're dealing with right now is there's issues with the Texas power grid and specifically the supply of electricity into Houston. And with the hurricane, it's knocking out power all over the city. And they don't have a very good way to track currently because their energy provider doesn't provide like an app that gives updates and things like that as to where power is out and things of that nature. So people have been very intuitive, and they're actually turning to not fast food, probably more fast service, but the chain Whataburger.
Mm.
So Whataburger has an app that shows you what stores are currently active and open, and you can actually use that currently. And there's a screenshot of it here to track the power outages throughout Houston. So people are using the Whataburger app and their store locator and whether or not the store is open to track whether or not those areas have power. And it's been one of the only ways they've been able to actually effectively track power outages throughout Houston during the hurricane.
That's what's up.
This is beautiful. This is when you're doing something that no one else does, and out of nowhere it pays off.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
In the weirdest reason.
Sense of community.
That's crazy,
that.
dude. Good for them. I would
Shout out
say
Whataburger too, man.
Yep.
They
Never.
they get a lot of hate. I don't understand it.
Why?
That people say it's not like, I think people just want to hate on something what ends up happening here, I'll tell you exactly what happens.
Tell me.
People want to rep their hometown hero, right?
Okay.
Then they usually take it too far and they're a little obnoxious. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like Rick and Morty fans, for example. Show's good. Show's pretty fun. If I have to
Sure.
hear one more Rick and Morty fan say some dumb shit about the show or quote it in a way that just like makes them think their shit don't stink and they are way smarter than they actually are, I'm gonna snap. Right? Same kind of thing. So what I like to compare it to is like, okay, who else has a hometown hero, right? That they are equally obnoxious about. California, In-N-Out.
Yep.
Right?
Thinking the same
Absolutely.
thing.
And as someone who has eaten both, Whataburger decimates In-N-Out, no competition. No contest, bro. Whataburger destroys it. And the fry game, by comparison, bro, puts it over the top, man. In-N-Out fries are garbage. Let the record show.
When they do those animal fries, where they just load them up with like Russian dressing, and put cheese on them. They're gross.
Jim's way. What about? Have you had Five Guys?
Yeah.
Is that in the same ballpark as Whataburger?
Thought you were
or-
setting me up for a minute. No, not in the same ballpark. I don't think.
Okay.
Five Guys is
Okay.
everywhere.
Love Five Guys.
Five Guys
quick trip.
is more expensive than both of them, for
Yeah.
sure. Way better quality than both
Yeah.
of them, honestly.
Yeah.
And the
And you
fry
got-
game is crazy. Cajun fries are nuts, and honestly,
Mm.
the thought process behind loading the shit out of the bag with the fries every
Bro, I
single
thought-
time makes you think you're getting insane value. Of course, it's built into the price. Like it's way more expensive, but you don't feel as bad about it being so expensive because you're like
Nope.
you're looking at that bag like there's a lot of fries in there. Goddamn.
They fill the scooper. They put they
Oh,
fill
yeah.
the cup. They put the cup in the bag, and then they throw another scoop.
Yeah,
in the
they
bag.
do.
That's crazy. I was like,
And then the bag
do they
just
like
gets
me or
translucent with
Oh,
fry
dude,
grease.
you can't put it down anywhere.
bro?
Love it.
Disgustingly good.
Oh, so good.
good.
But if
So
you're in the
good.
mood for that, like that's what you want.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. You want
know,
Is
a
Whataburger
double
fast food, though?
with the Cajun fries. You're eating
Bacon.
all of them. Yeah, you add bacon, and then you
For
also get a
sure.
milkshake because you're a fat piece of shit. What?
Jesus, dude.
What? Every day.
Let me wrap back.
We're either
to,
getting crazy or we're getting crazy.
Let me wrap back to when you said you want to know what it is. I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, what
The
do you
local hero thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a big when someone is successful in an industry and then they branch out and they also see success in that industry, I think people love to hate on that person for that success.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Mark Wahlberg. I don't know his politics or any of that, so I'm just taking it face value. Big fan of his acting, big fan of Entourage, big fan of the way that he promotes his businesses. Right now he's got something like Municipal or something.
Less of a fan of the early career.
Less a fan of the early career, like Funky
Marky
Bunch.
Mark
No,
and
Marky
Funky
Mark and
Bunch?
Funky Bunch, great.
Well, then how early were we talking? Were you talking mid-career or
It's a little bit earlier than that.
What-
Couple of
what was
mistakes
that?
got
was
made.
he
It's a
in?
good
Boogie Nights?
comeback
Was it in?
story.
Boogie Nights?
No, it didn't
that
really
when he
have anything to
shows
do with
Dom?
his artistic abilities.
Oh, was he racist or?
Real bad hate crime.
Oh,
Real
didn't know
bad.
about that.
Almost beat a
Real-
guy to death.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Also, is he behind Whataburger or is he with Wahlburgers? Isn't there a difference? Or
There's-
am I crazy?
Yeah, two completely different things. No idea how we got to Mark Wahlberg from this conversation, but I'm glad that you pieced like the slummy dots together. Like you drew. Yeah, that was great, man. Way to fill in the gaps there. Incredible
I thought
stuff.
we were talking about Whataburger.
Yeah, not him.
All right, well then.
Wahlburger's different. Yep. Very different.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm talking. Is Wahlburger even good?
I have no idea. Never eat there.
Me neither. I looked at all these. I looked at
I've
all
never
these
been to
chains.
Wahlburger.
Or I looked at all these dots on Abe's screen, and I was like, "Dang, Mark Wahlberg is expanding, dude. I didn't know there's that many of them. Holy crap!" Whataburger. I don't think I've ever heard of Whataburger.
I think I haven't ever had Wahlburger. I've had Whataburger, and I would akin it more to like it's not fast food, right? It's more like Smash Burger or one of those types of places.
Yeah, I've never seen a drive-through on one. You usually got to go in. Most of the time I've been in one, admittedly, is at around 2:30, 3 a.m. It's like a convention thing. It's like everyone goes and they get the, after you're out drinking, you go get the Whataburger before bed. Nice.
So, there is
Shout out the one in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. Nice.
Shout out. I don't know if anyone can possibly get Abe or chat. There is a Sonic like or a White Castle like fast food in New Orleans. If you can tell me what it is, I'll be very happy because I remember going to New Orleans.
We have a NOLA resident
at
in
2 a.m.
right
bro.
Now.
We went there, brought up all the food back to the hotel room, and pigged out. And it was, I mean, we were under the influence, so the food probably
sliders.
It was they were little sliders, mozzarella sticks, taters, French fries, all that stuff. After they get the answer, we gotta stop talking food, dude, because I'm starving. So why don't we move on to the next topic?
I'm dying,
dude?
bro.
What do we got?
All right. So this one was pretty cool, and it might not be good news for all our musicians out there, but there's this AI music generator called Udio, UDIO, and people have been using it to you can feed it as little as one prompt and it'll generate songs. And I couldn't find the prompt that they used for this, but I found this on Reddit, and it was an example of one of the songs.
You got a little banger
that
over
was
there?
made with this. So I got a little bit of a banger here. I'll put the volume up.
Please do.
Get this one started. And it's pretty good, and it's hard to tell. I thought that this was AI. Can we hear it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Miranda Lamberty. Okay. Little House That Built Me vibe.
Oh, dude, that's
so. We don't have to play the whole thing.
That's crazy.
That's AI generated off of one prompt.
It's pretty good. To be fair, I think like most popular country could be made from one prompt also, or has been for the last long while, but that's okay. It's like you only have to put in 20 words and just switch the order around and bada bing, bada boom. But
red truck, cold beer.
Yes, sir. Insert Bo Burnham meme here.
Yep. Do you know if the prompt was make it with these lyrics, or did AI create the story? Do you know that?
I wasn't able to figure out exactly what the prompt was.
Okay.
I will say I've seen people input prompts into this that are very basic, and it just rolls, man.
It's
built to essentially do like a full song construction, and it'll fill in the gaps if you don't give it something.
I mean, the lyrics were actually, whether creative might not be the word, but cliche enough to be like, wow, that's a country song.
Yep.
And that's pretty good, because I've heard some AI songs and you give them the lyrics and it doesn't really try to make it work. It just says them.
Right.
And it still sounds good, but this was like, it fit right into the country.
Got a little feeling in it.
I have an idea. Why don't we use this, and next week we'll debut the plugged theme song, and we'll have
we should.
I'm down. Let's do it.
We should. We don't even have to pay copyright.
That's nice.
Oh, that's what I want to say. Music industry, or specifically the sound effects and scoring, that industry, done. Absolutely done. Because you can make background music, you can have the tempo, you could put it all in and never have to pay someone or copywriting, and you can actually just own it and make money off of that.
Especially when it comes to like the input, I mean, when you say scoring too, it's like you can just give it the movie and describe like the mood, the vibe, the ambience. Like you could probably make something really good and just have it be able to score something on the fly, man.
Yep.
That is crazy. R.I.P. John Williams, dude.
You could also say like a reverse cymbal sound effects as well.
Yeah.
Crunching in grass.
Well, and it's,
Have you-
if you think about music theory, I mean, you can give tempo and all those different things to easily give it exactly what you want for a framework. It's
Will be
the
interesting.
cook.
Well, this blew me away. I mean, dude, there's no turning back. So I like it. I really like it, and it is what it is, man. If it's making country music better than most of these country artists out there, then can't hate, man. It is what it is. Keep rocking with it.
Except your boy. What's his name? If I hear his
Shabuzi?
songs, yeah, Shabuzi. If I hear that song one more time,
Whataburger.
oh,
You'll be
man.
telling me all night long. We're gonna
Yep.
get DMCA'd.
Oh Lord.
You are killing it. That was almost dead on.
All right, what else we got? Shout out Shabuzi.
All right. So, in the lane of intelligent things taking our jobs, over in China, there is
China.
a new facility being
China.
built in the Changping province by a consumer electronics manufacturer. There we go. I believe called Xiaomi, Xiaomi.
Yeah.
They make
Xiaomi.
like smartphones.
Mhm.
Xiaomi. Okay, they make like smartphones and stuff like that. They just invested $300 million to create a new state-of-the-art intelligent production facility that they are touting will require 0 active workers to operate at 24/7 capacity,
Dope.
with the ability to produce 60 smartphones a minute or 1 a second, which gives them an annual capacity of somewhere around 31.5 million smartphones a year.
I mean, you start to question, like, what is their distribution network like then? You know, like if you're cooking that many up, like, what are we doing here?
No, I don't think other. I mean, Huawei, right? Who buys Huawei phones? Because I
China.
know Americans don't.
Yeah, China.
So who are other countries buying phones from China?
Not outside of like Southeast Asia.
Then why do they need to produce so
There's
many
a lot. There's a lot of people in China and Southeast Asia. Like, let's not get it twisted. It's a lot of people. But I mean, when we're talking about like 31.5 mil smartphones a year, I just don't see, like, I mean, I'd be curious to know like how many phones get produced by Apple a year.
Well,
Google search.
that is true because they changed the iPhone as well. So like people with iPhones are also buying iPhones because they get newer. So this is also the same type of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's, you know, everyone wants to rock the newest, latest, greatest.
Xiaomi.
These are iPhone shipments in millions on this chart.
Okay.
So
And iPhones worldwide.
yeah, and if we go off of like the 2023,
We have a viewer who is from Portugal, lives in France. Him and his dad both have Xiaomi phones.
Note 13 Pro.
Interesting.
So is it a Samsung?
No.
Are you sure? Because they have a Note, right?
Okay.
I mean, well, is it almost the same exact thing? Because that would be like
I think
China.
no just suggests the model or like style. Like you can say like there's a coupe car, there's a Note kind of phone in the sense where like you have an idea of the size. It's like slightly bigger than like a standard.
But it's also a model.
Sure.
It's
not like it's
a
like you can't
name of the
you're not
model.
going to copyright Note.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't think you can, I guess.
I also don't. I mean, again, like we have like Korea versus China copyright wars. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we looked at this phone, can we get a picture of this Xiaomi?
Yeah. Hold on.
The newest Xiaomi phone?
But yeah, I mean, their distribution's definitely like way more widespread than I would have assumed then.
Oh, snap, dude. Look at them. Dang, they're coming in the monitor game, too.
Hold on.
Might have to snag one, dude.
So
There it is. Looks
the-
just like a
there
Samsung.
is the Note, the Redmi Note.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, it looks good. It looks like an iPhone and a Samsung. Yeah. I wonder where that silhouette came from and those buttons. Looks awfully familiar. That's crazy, dude. I mean, it looks somewhat different.
Yeah.
Snapdragon. It's a nice processor.
Camera's a little bit different too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Very interesting. But yeah, I mean, for that many to get produced by not one human in the factory, that's pretty neat.
And also, however automated it is, things like break and things happen, and someone has to go in there and like unclog something, or a conveyor belt isn't. There's too many. There's boxes clogging the path of this. Like someone's got to go. Maybe they got an arm. Maybe got an arm that just sweeps everything off the conveyor belt and keep it going.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
if the arm breaks, then what do you do?
It's what
I'm
saying.
sure there's some troubleshooting involved by real humans, but the I think the vision is definitely cool. It's no surprise that like China's given this a shot in a meaningful way. It is crazy to have all those people and be not about hiring any of them. That's pretty nuts.
I mean, they would be the country that doesn't want to, though. Like they have child labor, all that stuff, not making any money. Like, so this is in their model,
Yeah.
I would assume. Before we get drone striked, what do we got next?
All right. Well, you know how I love my medical discoveries that I like
Yeah,
to bring
buddy.
up on here. This one caught my eye, and it has to do with a hormone that helps basically promote your body to increase its bone density, heal bones, and promote bone mass generation.
Mhm.
And the reason it caught my eye is because it has to do with a study that they did on breast milk. So I thought
Big
it would
breast
be,
milk household over here.
Yeah.
thought it'd be interesting to bring up on the pod. So,
Absolutely.
essentially, with breast milk production, females that go through the lactation, there's a huge demand on the body for calcium, and that can create calcium deficiencies, which should lead to bone density issues in lactating mothers. But scientists have found a brain-derived hormone that they call CCN3, and that actually fills the void that calcium provides to the body, and it pushes your skeletal stem cells to increase the frequency at which they operate to generate new bone mass and bone density.
Wow. Okay. So I never even thought that when mothers breastfeed, they are pulling from their calcium in their bones. Like probably not directly, but that's what
Yeah.
is that
The
am I
calcium in
understanding
your
that correctly?
body, the calcium in your body that your body would typically use towards
Yeah,
healthy bones.
yeah. Taking it away from the supply that
Correct.
should go to the bones,
Correct.
or normally goes to the bones.
Mhm.
I never thought of that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's they figured out there's a brain hormone that works in, I don't get what changed. They just made a discovery, or
They did a discovery. Well, the discovery came from them doing a study on lactating mothers because, in theory, right, because of that high demand for the calcium, you should have bone density issues. You should have issues with
and you don't.
healthy bones. And they're finding that there were some problems, but it wasn't as prevalent as they would have thought.
Okay.
Led to the discovery of this brain-based hormone that it's kind of supercharged the skeletal stem cells then. And
Oh.
the finding
Okay.
shows that it's not just a hormone
So
that
for
only works on
clarity,
women.
CCN3 is a protein encoding gene. And so I assume when we're talking about some sort of therapy, it's the protein that it encodes is what is what they're going to potentially introduce to a recipient.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm
That is
too
interesting.
stupid to understand the specifics of this article, just to make it clear. So thank you for that
No worries.
that explanation, because I have no idea what half these words mean in here.
Mhm.
So
Okay, so
Yeah,
people
the protein encoded by this gene is a small secreted cysteine-rich protein and a member of the CCN family of regulatory proteins. So yeah, I mean, basically it's going to up-regulate the extracellular matrix and play an important role in, I mean, it plays an important role in a lot of things, but specifically, like you mentioned, skeletal development, but also can improve cardiovascular health, fight fibrosis, or even cancer. So it has multiple roles for sure. But yeah, very interesting for promoting bone mass for sure. Because obviously, like,
someone.
say again,
They could just shoot. Well, and they're going for.
they're going to
they could just shoot
introduce this
into someone.
protein
Wow.
to people, yeah, as a hormonal therapy.
That could be very cool.
Yeah, I mean,
This sounds promising.
what's the lack of bone density called?
Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis is massive in in a lot of aged individuals. Definitely, I think it affects women a lot more. But the interesting part is that as we learn more about longevity, we understand that proper musculoskeletal health is the number one factor for longevity right now. Because so many people don't continue to take care of themselves or don't stay active in a meaningful way or have deficiencies in something like their calcium, they become injured, and that's the beginning of the end. And you see that a lot. I'm sure everyone here has lost someone elderly in their life, and a lot of the time that decline starts with some sort of injury to their musculoskeletal system that makes them less able to, move about and be stable because those falls are obviously very problematic. So, yeah, this is big. It's very cool.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's fact.
So if you're not working out, resistance training, weight training, you're gonna have osteoporosis probably when you're older.
Just be careful of your back, right, when you're working
Dude.
out.
Bro. Anyway, the power of breast. Well, it's not actually the power of breast milk.
It's
the power of
breast milk.
Looking into a breastfeeding mother and wondering why don't they have osteoporosis right now, and then they found out this little mechanism.
Shout out to all the moms out there.
I think that's wonderful. Just a side question here. When do you look at a breastfeeding how old of a child do you look at and go, you probably shouldn't be on that titty right now?
I don't think it happens very often. I think if anything, most women in today's society, there's not a whole lot of like single income households. A lot of like women are full-time mothers, especially in the US, where they don't get like a lot of time off work, right? Or maternity leave. I mean, Alexandra got 2 months, 3 months, which is like definitely more than most people get in the US, but way less than people get in other countries. And I think less now than ever mothers have that capability, because it's like it's a full-time job on top of a full-time job. Because not only like, even if your kid starts sleeping through the night like ours did at 8 weeks long, she still had to wake up and pump multiple times a night.
Correct.
It's not like, you have to maintain the supply. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes.
Then you also have to worry about, oversupply and plugged ducts and all kinds of things. And then, the storage of it. Like, we have an insane amount of titty milk on deck right now, which is awesome, because Alexander worked really hard to boost our stores. The coffers are full.
It's a big energy consumption thing too. I mean, like, you burn a ton of calories and things while you're pumping. I don't know from personal experience. I don't have any kids, but I've talked to people that have gone through the process, and they're like, it's a toll on your body.
Yeah, physicians suggest consuming like an additional like 500 to 600 more calories a day as a result of production. So, I mean, that's pretty significant. That's another meal.
Yeah. So, all that aside, you're out in public and you see a child on a breast. How old do you think is like? I'm not going to say how old is good for the kid, because if a mother was able to breastfeed until they're 13, 15, you could keep drinking it and it's milk. It's good for you. But
the titty milk goes crazy as far as like nutrient rich, like micronutrient, like the density of everything is fire for any developing child for quite some time. I don't know. When am I looking and thinking, all right, that's a little.
Yes.
If the kids walking on their own, maybe.
That's where mine is.
Yeah.
And I'll
probably give them a little bit more benefit of the doubt on that one, but yeah, probably like 2.5, 3 is like
pushing it.
That's real pushing it.
Because there comes a dependency that is tough to get over. And like you can keep pumping and keep feeding it to them and wean them off the actual breast, but when a child is going up and pulling the shirt down and talking and saying I'm hungry, it's like,
The kids hit me
Now-
with sentences to get.
Yep. Yep,
Hello, mother. Do you think
Archangel said in chat
possibly
when the
you
kid has a
could remove
mustache.
your blouse? And
exactly.
this kid's
The-
vocabulary is insane.
There's this dependency, and then it's hard on the mother and the child when you have to eventually stop that.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at. When the kid has a mustache, jeez. Okay. All right.
Because then it
very-
tickles.
Very, very casual chatting today. I liked it, dude. We talked about food. I'm a big fan of food.
Yeah,
Talked about
I'm all
breast
kinds of
milk.
messed up over here, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know
gotta
what I'm gonna do.
Wonderful conversation, dude. Do you have? I know the answer is probably yes. What do you got coming? You got anything exciting coming in the future, Markstrom?
5 days away from NCAA 2025, the first iteration in over 10 years, and I am bricked up. Very much so. Looking forward to it. Gonna be sick. You find me playing that 5 days time, starting Monday next week. Twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Twitch.tv/Markstrom. How about you, Abe?
Well, other than moderating the stream, I will say for you Counter-Strike enjoyers, if you catch the VOD from the last Markstrom stream, he actually had a coach on going through some of his games, giving a lot of good tips. So if you're like me and you're bad and you're trying to get better, go watch that VOD. There's a lot of helpful information in there as well to help you kind of learn more about the game and get a little bit better. But yeah, other than that, just going to be looking forward to those NCAA streams. Dynasty mode, probably the best Dynasty mode ever in a sports game, hands
Oh
down.
yeah.
So going to be a lot of fun. Twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Wonderful. You know what I'm excited for?
What's that?
TwitchCon.
That's gonna be fun, bro. September.
So me and the boys at Cafe Collazo are making a little special thing, a lot of special things for brand recognition, marketing, and there's going to be some stuff for you as well.
I love that.
And very excited about it. It's very exciting. And we've never done anything like this. Like even in our individual careers and other stuff, we've never tried anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun. Also very like, who the heck does this?
Mhm.
So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be in a little bit, but if you guys are at TwitchCon, you will absolutely get one of these things.
Love that.
I won't go into more. That's it. Dude, had a great conversation. Abe, you did great. Also, Abe, happy late birthday, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And if you didn't get to celebrate just quite yet, I hope you do get to celebrate and have a wonderful time. My birthday's actually coming up, and my mother's birthday is actually coming up.
When's your mom's birthday?
It's 4 days before mine.
Okay.
So yeah, my mom's is today. It's 2 days after mine. So
Tell her happy birthday from the Plugged crew, if you don't
Happy
mind.
birthday.
Will do.
Happy birthday. We do this podcast every week unless Markstrom has a baby or Abe goes on vacation. Even when I blow my back out, I'm
Even
here.
when Slum gets his back blown out, which is
All right.
frequent.
All right, dude. We have a great time doing it, and we want to share that great time with everyone. So would you kindly subscribe to this channel on YouTube, share this channel with your friends, with your mom, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, whoever. Because if they do subscribe and YouTube works, it'll suggest us, and you never know. They might click in, hear us talking about breast milk, and be like, huh, I like these guys.
I do like breast milk.
That's what I'm saying, dude, or Sonic. So would you kindly do that? We'd appreciate it. Other than that, this has been a wonderful episode of the Plugged Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces.